welcome you all to dieselship.com. This series of educational videos is presented to you by Sriram. And this video is especially produced by Dieselship Academy. And today we're going to see about the air starting valve. To be specific, we're going to discuss about the design which is used in the MAN BMW MC engines. And this particular valve which is shown here is used on MAN BMW MC engines. So let's see about the simple construction of this valve. At the center we have the operating piston. This is the one which is the operating piston. This will have some piston rings, and through the valve spindle we have one more piston which is called as balance piston, and through the same spindle we have the valve which opens and lets out the compressed air into the combustion chamber. So this valve spindle and the balance pistons are surrounded by the valve casing, and the valve casing has holes for 30 bar compressed air entry. So these are the holes, and here you have a vent. The reason for the vent we will see in the future now. And on the top we have the compressed air piping connection which comes from the starting air distributor according to the timing of the engine. And we have a spring which rests on the casing and then operates or applies pressure on this operating piston. So now, when the auto valve or the automatic valve opens, the 30 bar air enters or stands here, it waits, and it doesn't directly open the valve. The main reason for that is the air pressure 30 bar is equally distributed or equally acting on the valve and also on the balance piston. That's why this piston is provided. So air which is entering here acts on the valve, which is say 30 bar, and acts also on the balance piston 30 bar. So these two are of equal area and the force is same. So this pressure doesn't open the valve directly. And also we have a spring force which is acting upwards or against the compressed air pressure which is acting on this valve. So let this be the baseline, and this is the 30 bar force acting on the valve here, and the upward force 30 bar which is acting on the balance piston here. Along with that we have additional force exerted by the spring on the operating piston. So the net upward force is greater than the downward force at this moment. It is this upward force which is greater than the downward force keep the valve closed. So now what happens when you air start an engine? As the starting air distributor, let's say this is the air starting valve for unit number 1. As the cam of unit number 1 operates the pilot valve, the 30 bar air comes from the distributor upon this operating piston, and thus this pressure is exerted now on the operating piston. So now let's keep this as a datum line. As the 30 bar air from the starting air distributor, when the unit number 1 cam dips in, the 30 bar air comes and operates this operating piston. So let's draw this diagram. So the net downward force currently is the 30 bar acting on the operating piston here, and the 30 bar pressure acting on this valve here, and the net upward forces 30 bar acting on the balance piston here and the spring force. So in order to keep the valve open, the net downward force should be above the net upward force. Now one important thing what you got to note here is the area of the operating piston. The area of the operating piston here is, this area is quite big than the area here and area here. So this overcomes the spring force. The area of the valve here and the area of balance piston is almost similar, which balances each other and keeps the valve open. And the spring force is almost equivalent, or it should be just enough to keep the valve shut. But once the air is on the operating piston here, this area is quite big, and 30 bar acting on this large area opens this valve, and this 30 bar air enters the combustion chamber, pushing the piston down. This is how the air starting valve works. And as you can see, the vent over here, let's say the piston rings over here or here leaks, and we don't want any air to get accumulated in this space. So as the valve is closed or all the system air is drained, slowly the air which is in this place will get drained out of this chamber. So that's it about the air starting valve. In the future videos, we'll see about the air starting distributor and other air starting components of the MAN BMW MC engines. So thank you all for watching this video. For more videos, log on to dieselship.com.